We're less than 72 hours away from the 2023 NFL Draft, and rumors are running amok, man. From the Detroit Lions trading back to the Detroit Lions trading up to get Will Anderson. And some rumors have come out over the past week. Very quiet. I don't know the extent, the validity of the rumors, but nonetheless, it is intriguing to talk about, and I thought I would entertain this and get you guys' feedback on what you think. Those rumors are that the Philadelphia Eagles, having taken Jordan Davis last year, are kind of enamored with Jalen Carter. And Jalen Carter is expected to go in the top 10. And if he makes it to 5, a lot of people think the Philadelphia Eagles, the Seattle Seahawks, will get their hands on him. And if he falls, then it is possible that the Detroit Lions could take him as well. But the Eagles really want to up their chances to nab a Jalen Carter. And it's rumors coming out that the Eagles might want to trade up into the first round. Now, if they traded with the Detroit Lions, the Eagles, the compensation would be as follows. The Eagles would come from 10 to 6. And coming up from 10 to 6, we would then get pick 6 and pick 30 from the Philadelphia Eagles, which would give the Detroit Lions pick 10, pick 18, and pick 30 in the first round. And at that point, the Detroit Lions would be the only team as of going into the draft as of right now to have 3 first-round picks this year. So how intriguing would that sound? The damage that could be done by the Detroit Lions if that was the case. So let's take a look at why exactly that would be that the Detroit Lions would get that compensation. If we go over and we look at the Jimmy Johnson draft chart that was from many decades ago, it's quite fuzzy. This is coming from the 33rd Team, their website. This was the best one I could find. But the Detroit Lions currently sit at pick 6, which has a value of 1,600 points. The Philadelphia Eagles sit at pick 10, which has a value of 300 points. So the Lions would go back 4 spots and be minus 300 points. But if you look here, if we go down to pick 18, the Detroit Lions, though that one is worth 900 points, but then pick 30 is worth 620. So the Detroit Lions would basically gain 2 picks for less than the price of 1. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles in this case would overpay for these to move up from pick 10 to 6 by giving up pick 30, right? So they would overpay because it's only 300 points between pick 6 and 10, but pick 30 is worth 620 points. So they would really, really have to believe that the Detroit Lions are in a position that could give them the guy that they wanted, whether that was Jalen Carter or not. And if that was to happen, the Detroit Lions would have a fantastic chance to absolutely destroy in the first round. We would lose pick 6, but we would drop back to pick 10. And that pick came from the New Orleans Saints. That's how Philly got that pick. Then we would keep our pick at 18, and then we would also get pick 30. Now, here is why that is very, very intriguing. The Detroit Lions could do any number of things if that was to happen, okay? They could keep pick 6 and pick 18. They could then couple pick 30 with a pick in the second round and maybe come further up into the first round to get the person of their choice. So hypothetically, let's say the Detroit Lions miss out on Will Anderson Jr. The Philadelphia Eagles decide to come up. They take this trade. The Detroit Lions would take somebody at 10. At 18, we could take Bijan Robinson. Now, at that point, the Detroit Lions would have 2 options. They could either stay at 30 and take somebody still getting that 5th-year option, or if there's a guy they really want, they could try to come back up and take the trade back earlier into the first round, somewhere between 18 and 30, and take someone else. Now, who could that possibly be that they could trade up and get? This is when it gets pretty good. If the Detroit Lions were to do that, let's say we comes out that the Falcons, I don't know if it's Devin Witherspoon that they like. It came out today that they really like somebody. let's say the Lions was able to pull this off. They take Devin Witherspoon at number 10. Then at number 18 here, we take Bijan Robinson. Then the Detroit Lions could couple their last first-round pick with pick probably number 48, and then come up and take either Zay Flowers, Jordan Addison, or Quentin Johnson. At that point, you could take a receiver in the first round. So that would be 2 offensive weapons, and then we would take a defensive weapon with pick 10. Now, if we look at the draft chart here, we go back to the draft chart here. If they were to try to come up from 30, which is worth 620 points, and they tried to go to, I don't know, where did they have Quentin Johnson going? They had him going the first wide receiver. Let's just say Quentin Johnson, they had him going number 26. They could trade back up, and that's worth 700. So here, that's only a 100-point difference right here. Was it 25 or 26? It was 25. So that would be 100 and, yeah, just a 20-point difference. So they could come up right here and maybe give them a pick in the second round, which if we look at pick number 55, that is worth 350. So just to move up 100 points, they would have to give up, and that's how they would do it. So to move up here, they would give up pick 55 or 48, whichever one. And then that would allow us to be able to get a receiver that we wanted. So I don't know how true this is. We won't know until Thursday night in that first round. I do suspect there to be some trade-ups, whether it's the Lions trading up to get Will Anderson. The Miami Dolphins might even try to trade back in the first round. I'm not too sure. But this right here, for me, would be an offer the Detroit Lions could not refuse. If, of course, the guy that they really, really want, whether it's Will Anderson or whoever it is off the board at 6. That would be an issue where the Detroit Lions can make that decision. And if that is the case, somehow, some way, the guy they want is not there at 6. The Detroit Lions, this would be a deal we couldn't pass up. We would have, whether we traded back up in the first round and use pick 30 as leverage, we would have 3 picks in the first round. And that, to me, is an offer that the Detroit Lions could not refuse. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. My name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. It's going to be like this for the next probably month, where you'll get multiple videos per day. It's just so much stuff to talk about and not enough time to do so. So we want to get it out while it's still relevant. So you will see more than one video per day from this channel. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself. And as always, go Lions.